Good morning. Welcome to Up to the Minute. I'm Todd Duplantis. Good to have you with us. What camera am I looking at? This one, that one, far one. Okay, making sure we got things right. It's a Friday morning. It's finally Friday, and we're just making our way through the day. Glad you made it so far through the week. So we've got a great show coming up your way. I want to thank everyone watching us on Facebook Live and YouTube. You can catch us just about every morning. HCC is in session. We're live at 10 a.m. on Facebook and YouTube. You can also find us across social media as Houston Community College District. A lot of HCCs out there, so make sure you look for Houston Community College District. And you can watch the rebroadcast of our show at noon, 5, or 10 p.m. on HCCTV. Okay, let's get moving with the show. I should have had a co-host with me this morning, but been a bit of a mix-up, so you just got me. That's all you got this morning, just me. So I'm here for the full half hour. We've got two guests joining us. Glenna Bell, though, will be joining us later in the show. Glenna, good morning to you.
Good morning.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing great. I hope you are too.
It's good morning. It's a Friday finally, and we're looking forward to talking with you as well. You're an adjunct here at HCC, but you're also a singer and songwriter, correct?
Almost correct. I'm actually a full-time faculty member at HCC.
Full-time faculty,
and
okay.
I'm a singer-songwriter.
All right, we're looking forward to hearing from you in just a little while. So stick around. We'll be with you in about 10 minutes.
Okay, thanks.
All right, you know, the fall semester is underway across HCC. We got a second start coming up and really year-round enrollment. We always like to check in with the presidents of our colleges. Dr. Zachary Hodges is joining us this morning, the president of HCC's Northwest College. Dr. Hodges, good to see you.
Hey, Todd, good to be here this morning. Looking forward to a 3-day weekend.
I know it is a 3-day weekend. I didn't mention it at the top of the show. By the way, folks, I always have this one employee. You'll get a kick out of this. Every at least once a month, he'll say, "Is Monday a holiday?" So this week we did get to tell him that yes, Monday is a holiday. So you're correct. We got a 3-day weekend coming up. A lot of exciting things going on around the district. But first, I know the most exciting thing going on for you right now is you got a brand new campus out in Katy that has just opened up. How are things going out there?
Things are going fantastic. We opened at the end of May. We moved out of one campus, our old campus, and moved to another one, and it has been booming ever since. I am so excited about the new campus, and the enthusiasm of the faculty, the staff, and the students, just incredible. And the acceptance within the community. We had done a good job of kind of laying the groundwork for this new campus. So they're showing up like crazy. We love it.
And your marketing out there, really the message you're getting across is, grow up in Katy, stay in Katy, get your college in Katy, because really you can do the whole thing. You really don't have to travel far, and it's a good thing for a lot of people who are trying to save on some expenses for gasoline and stuff, because you get to stay right there.
Absolutely. Start in Katy, finish in Katy. We're near the Grand Parkway and Interstate 10 on Colonial Parkway, just a little bit north of I-10. Across the street from the University of Houston, Katy. We are so excited about that partnership. We've been connected forever, but now just to be across the street and to provide the community with this opportunity is just incredible, and the community's responding.
And that partnership with Katy or with U of H, maybe you can tell us a little bit about that, because I know we have engineering, but you also have other things as well, correct?
Yeah, it's predominantly an academic campus the first 2 years. U of H does not do the first 2 years. We do. Freshman, sophomore, get your associate degree, transfer right in. We also have a huge dual credit program with Katy ISD. So a lot of those students are coming in with 24 hours of college work, and which makes it even more expensive and less expensive and more attractive for the students and the families, and saving a lot of money.
Well, that's what I was going to talk to you about. When we're talking saving money, we're not talking about a few dollars. We're talking, in some cases, it could be tens of thousands of dollars long term if you're getting the 4-year degree.
We've estimated a 4-year degree, even without dual credit, around $25,000 for the 4 years.
Wow. It's incredible deal. What's the status of the engineering partnership?
We have a great engineering partnership with the University of Houston, Cullen College of Engineering. Students accepted into our academy are jointly enrolled with U of H, have their ID card. They can go to football games, whatever. And with Houston Community College, University of Houston teaches the engineering courses. We teach all the other courses, the calculus and physics, small classes, a lot of attention, a lot of tutoring. Been a very successful program.
And, we talk about the Katy campus, but that's really one part of the Northwest College because you have a number of campuses. I know you've got an incredible facility out at A-Leaf where you have a lot of communications projects, classes, programs, and state-of-the-art technology as far as when it comes to learning with in the communications field.
Yeah, that's the home of our media program, film, photography. Then at Spring Branch, we have our audio engineering technology. So we're the center of excellence for media, film, and technology. So a lot of students are interested in those programs, first-class facilities, first-class equipment, as you know.
Right.
So a lot of students are doing that. We also have our home for the Houston Engineering Center, the UT Tyler program at our West Houston A-Leaf campus. So you can finish your entire 4-year degree there from UT Tyler. All their faculty are on location. That engineering degree is under $20,000. So the price keeps going down.
And you also have, I'll say it, and I'm being a little jokingly here, a little facility called the West Houston Institute that's out there, which has some pretty cool stuff there, and the maker space and everything you have going there at the West Houston Institute. And we can't go on without mentioning the Mattress Max School of Selling, because that's phenomenal as well.
Absolutely. Strong Center for Entrepreneurship, the Regenbaum School for Entrepreneurship. But let me talk about the West Houston Institute for a second. Today's students different. Their attention span is shorter. They want to have hands-on opportunities. They want to work with their other students and so forth. So we are creating that space at the West Houston Institute for students to learn and discover what's possible for them. Then we've taken the best ideas and applied them at the Katy campus. So when you walk in there, you see a lot of glass, a lot of opportunity to learn, for inquiry, creativity, and figure out what you want to do.
And I noticed the community starting to get back into the West Houston Institute in that auditorium. I know for a while, because of COVID, things were shut down, but you guys are fully open again. And I noticed you're having a number of community events taking place there as well.
Yeah, it feels so good to have the students back, but also the community back. Host a lot of meetings for the county, or the West Houston Association, for the chamber. That's really the go-to space in West Houston as far as accommodating larger groups.
Dr. Hodges, I know you've got a lot going on at the Northwest College, but if you could think of one thing you're looking forward to this fall the most, what would that be?
Being right in the middle of everything that's going on. Walking the campuses are my favorite thing to do. Seeing faculty, staff, students actively engaged, enthusiastic. Learning occurs everywhere, and I just love being a part of it. I'm the head cheerleader.
Dr. Zachary Hodges, the president of HCC's Northwest College. We always love talking to you. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Good to see you.
Good seeing you. Take care. All right, we are going to move on to our Film Friday segment. We've got a bit of a combo here. We have Film Friday, and usually we have on Mondays, Music Monday, where we're combining both of those today because we're off on Monday, by the way. And one person that knows that we are off, Dr. Glenna Bell. She's a singer-songwriter and HCC professor as well, full-time faculty member. Good to have you on the show.
Well, it's great to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Absolutely. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about your background.
Well, that's quite a lot. Try to think how to make a long story short. I teach English at Houston Community College, where I have taught for a long time. I have a degree in English from Texas A&M too, actually, a bachelor's and a master's. And I have a PhD in literature and creative writing from the University of Houston.
Well, I know that U of H program particularly is well renowned with their creative writing. What did you learn from the U of H program that you use in teaching every day? Because I'm always interested to find out, because I hear a lot about that program.
Well, I studied with Edward Albee, the playwright.
Yeah.
Arguably the greatest of the American playwrights, with 3 Pulitzer Prizes, more than any other playwright, but Eugene O'Neill. And I really enjoyed that experience so much. And I would say that, in many ways, my creative background has, enabled me to bring a lot to the classroom. It's hard to just think of one way, but perhaps, just learning to identify with people through writing, with humanity, let's say.
And you also, what got you on the singing songwriting path? Had you always been a musician growing up? Had you always been interested in that? Did your parents make you take piano lessons? How did that start off?
No, not at all. I think my parents were actually sort of scared when I told them I wanted to be a musician, which I think a lot of people can identify. Yeah. Your parents usually want you to say something like, I want to be a doctor or a lawyer. And, but, now they see that I am able to be a musician and also still be a responsible person, teach at HCC. My mother would always say, you've got to have something to fall back on, I'm sure a lot of aspiring artists have heard that from parents. And so how did I get into it? Well, I'd say that I just always had a love of singing, and that probably developed through church. Actually, as a young child, we went to a church. It was a beautiful time and place. Out there in the Big Thicket of East Texas, where we all sang a cappella. And I'll never forget the sound of those voices. They still resonate with me even today. So I just always had a love of singing. And then when I went to college at A&M, I ended up getting a wonderful roommate who's still my friend today. And she had a guitar. So there was a guitar there in our dorm room. And she was so great. She said, let me show you some chords. So she showed me 3 chords. I think I forgot who it was. Someone famous once said, all you need for a great song is 3 chords and the truth. Great country song anyway, That's all about storytelling. And so, I just sit in my dorm room a lot at A&M. I probably should have been studying, I confess. But I was just fascinated by this experience of learning to play the guitar, because I could finally accompany myself. And of course, I wanted to be a writer. I knew that from the beginning. And I was now able to write and sing and play an instrument at some level. And this was very exciting to me at that time as a freshman in college.
And you've been into, some of your music's been featured in film and television. How did that get started? How did you get involved with that? Because that seems very specialized.
Yes, it is. Well, through my process, I lived in LA for a while after I finished my master's at A&M, and I became a theater critic, out there. I reviewed a lot of plays. And then I began doing that here in Houston. It was a wonderful experience. I got to see so many wonderful productions, and also ballet. I used to review Houston Ballet. It's a lot of fun. And so I just began to get to know people who are involved in the industry, in the arts here in Houston. And, they invited me to, or I guess requested that they might put my music in their projects. And I was flattered, very exciting. One of them was premiered at the Landmark Theater in River Oaks,
Well, that's what I was going to ask about. That was something called, was it Buffet?
No, that was a different one. What's that called? I don't have my notes. Playing House. That's right. And, I had a song in that was featured in that indie film. It's an independent film. And the song is called La Casa Que Yo Amo. And it's about my neighborhood here in Houston, the second ward, the historic second ward. Basically, it's about all neighborhoods like this one. It's about gentrification.
Right.
And got a great response to that song.
And you're also involved with the Museum of Fine Arts Houston as well?
Well, not officially, but lately I have been thoroughly enjoying going and attending their wonderful film series with friends who are backers of the program there. And so that's been quite a great experience. They have wonderful films at the Museum of Fine Arts, Houston.
They do. And they've got a fabulous theater there as well. You've got a holiday song. Maybe you can tell us a bit about that. It's called Be My Valentine on Christmas. Tell us all about that.
Well, I think it's kind of ironic, kind of funny because, hindsight is 2020. And when I wrote that song back in 2005, I think, and recorded it, I don't think any of us had any thought that a holiday song really had any kind of commercial potential or money-making potential because Spotify didn't exist yet. And, so lo and behold, my distributor out in Portland, Oregon, called me a few years later and said, oh my goodness, we're so excited. We sent a bunch of music to Spotify pitching for the holiday playlists. And the only one they chose was your song, Be My Valentine on Christmas. And they're putting it on an official curated Spotify playlist. I was just like, oh, wow, this is really great because I knew even back then that not really very easy to get on one of those lists. And it makes a huge difference. Suddenly now that song has over 1 million streams. Now, compared to someone like Beyonce, that doesn't seem like much. But when you're an independent, unsigned artist, it's very hard to do that. So it just really kind of fell into my lap, but I'll pat myself on the back at least to say I do think it's a good song.
And you've also, in recent years, you've been working with someone named Ronnie King. And Ronnie has maybe you could tell us a bit about Ronnie's background.
Well, he's quite a fascinating character. I met him here in Houston at Sugar Hill Studios, which is a very historic studio. He came down here to work with, I think, Paul Wall and Matthew Knowles and people like that, because Ronnie's background is in rap and hip hop music and pop music. He's an amazing musician. He's recorded with The Offspring and, Tupac, Mariah Carey, Snoop Dogg, So when he came to Houston, he went to Sugar Hill and he said, I want to work with an artist who sounds like Texas. To him anyway. So they gave him a bunch of music. And I'll never forget when they called me up and said, guess what? He chose you. He thinks you sound like Texas. So we started to work together and developed a friendship, had a great time. And I recorded my most recent album, Let Freedom Ring, out in California in Ronnie's studio outside of Palm Springs. It was a really great experience.
And can you get that album locally in stores? Can you find it, or is it best to go to your website?
Yeah, I guess so. I used to have stuff at Cactus Music and Stig's Lagoon. I just probably should get some stuff over there. I've been kind of busy, honestly, since the pandemic, especially. I always put my teaching first. I always put my students first. So sometimes, especially now at the very beginning of the semester, kind of fall behind on a few other things. But yeah, I'm glad you said that. I should put that stuff, make sure I'm stocked up over at the local record stores. But in the meantime, of course, everything I have is on all of the streaming platforms, and just et cetera, et cetera. My website is glennabell.com.
And we're going to have that link in our social media posts. I'm known to frequent a few of those record stores. You know, SIGS, of course, is right down the street from the district offices for HCC. We can literally walk there from here.
I know. So
Definitely
great.
support your local record stores. We appreciate you joining us, Glenna, and we appreciate you being here on the show this morning. We're going to have all your information, your social media information, your website in our post after the show. We wish you continued success.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Glenna, for being here. Our Film Friday and our Music Monday guest, Glenna Bell. All right, we are going to move on with some HCC news and announcements this morning. We've got a few things happening across the district, so I want to get to those as soon as possible. If you would like to know more about all these things I'll be talking about, make sure you check our social media post after the show. Okay, Darla Barolini, Southwest Faculty Exhibition is happening. It's happening at the Stafford campus. Right across from it is the Stafford Fine Arts Gallery, and Darla has a number of things on display, including figurative paintings, and currently she is being featured at the Stafford Gallery through October 28th. We'll have more information in our social media post after the show. If you're into drama, and I'm not talking like drama with friends or family, we're talking about HCC's drama department. They're holding open calls for fall production September 7th and 8th at HCC Central, Southwest, and Northeast students. They're all open to join them. Find out how you can get involved with HCC's drama department. It's good for your acting and your theater production resume. We'll have more information on how you can get involved after the show. One thing that's very important, suicide prevention among our veteran population. HCC's Counseling and Ability Services are teaming up with the VA Mental Health Care Line to present suicide prevention in the veteran community. It's from noon to 1 p.m. Thursday, September 8th. It's a Zoom session. You can participate in that. We'll have more information in our post after the show and how you can register for that. A degree for free, HCC's Promise, the Eagle Promise program is what it's called. It helps high school grads. HCC is keeping its promise to assist recent high school graduates to earn a degree for free. The HCC Eagle Promise program offers qualifying students money to cover tuition, fees, and books each and every semester. We'll have a link in how you can register in our social media post after the show. And if you're interested in a career of teaching, well, consider an education degree. You can certainly sign up for that through Houston Community College. HCC's education programs at the Southeast College are being offered right now. Visit the website to get more information. And you can get ready for prom night. The Bedichek Orman auction is coming up. Mark your calendar now for the 2022 Bedichek Orman auction, supporting worthwhile professional development opportunities for HCC's faculty. This is a fun evening of bidding for all types of crazy stuff. They have baskets like gift baskets. They have trips. They have art. All types of things you can bid on. It's happening this year at the West Houston Institute, Friday, October 28th. And the theme is prom night. Whether you went to the prom in the 70s, the 60s, maybe some people will be there from the 50s, who knows. But the theme is prom night, so dress up in your prom attire and join them for a fun evening for a great cause. Okay, fall semester's underway here at Houston Community College, but we have second start, and we literally have year-round enrollment. 5 ways to learn. 2 of them are completely online. One of them in-person classes, all in person. And then there's some hybrid courses available, which has some classes online, some of it in person. Go to one website to register. Go to hccs.edu/apply for all your registration needs. Okay, keep in mind, yes, Monday is a holiday. It's Labor Day. We're all off on Monday. You don't have to be here if you work for HCC unless they've told you you have to be here, then you do. But no, most of us are all off on Monday, so that's a good thing. But we'll be back with the show and our classes on Tuesday. And on Tuesday on the show, it's Tasty Tuesday, and we've got a vegan surprise coming your way. So that's on the show Tuesday. Make sure you join us. We'll be back on September the 6th. Hard to believe we're already in September. It just seemed like the other day it was May. Where did the time go? All right. Thanks for joining us today on Up to the Minute. I'm Todd Duplantis. I'll be back here on Tuesday. probably live in the studio here or at home, one of the two. Either way, we're live 10 a.m. Tuesday morning, September the 6th. We'll see you then. Have a great, safe, long holiday weekend.